Today we are going to make a beautiful turtle artwork using a glue gun and a technique to make it all in one piece. We'll add some colorful acrylic pouring to really make it stunning. Please watch until the end to see how it turns out. Forgive me, everything is wet. I'm trying to remove the residue of my latest painting. It was very dark and purple. I was trying to test if it's possible to create 2 hairdryer blooms in one go, and there you are. And today, of course, is going to be something completely different. I was checking my list, and I think that one of the most requested subjects was a turtle. And I've always wanted to make one, and I just wasn't sure how to approach it. So that's what we are going to do today. The canvas is the bigger 40 by 30 canvas. And I think I'm going to make a big turtle. Not only that, I'm going to go against my usual habit, and I'm going to make it landscape. How about that? I've already started sketching, and I've been really struggling with those little sections. You can see I've been rubbing them off constantly, because I know they look kind of geometrical, but not entirely. Also, what's typical of me, I start drawing and then I realize I want it bigger, and then I don't have enough paper. I'm going to attach the legs later, and that's it. I was looking forward to making a bigger creature. I made a very small lobster and a seahorse, and now I'm looking forward to something bigger. I've heard that my silicone mat technique helped so many of you. I'm really happy that I could be useful. I've seen some examples of your work as well. I love seeing your work. Honestly, it's so rewarding. I did like Larry the Lobster with the outlines, so I'm going to use it the same. And of course, he will need a name as well. My little glue gun is ready. As usual, I'm going to be turning. Little test. As some of you are asking whether I touch the mat or whether I'm doing it from above, I do both. So if I want a really nice smooth flow, I don't touch the mat. Yeah, I might have a problem with this to get a really nice curve, because I want it really nice. Let's see if I can do it dragging on the mat. Now, when you drag on the mat, you get those like wavy bits, and I don't like them. On a curve, it's easier doing it in the air because you avoid those wavy sections. I did it. Okay, I did it. Running out of glue. I'm putting a little blob here. And then, voila. Now I'm pressing a bit harder because I want more glue to come out. I want the shell to be thicker than those small parts. Since I started the channel, I got a few messages that I talk too much. I absolutely understand. But you know what? In real life, I don't. I'm not a chatterbox by any means. Normally, I'm not the person to really talk to strangers. Okay, the last section. Okay. I don't know if it's possible to do it in one go. Once you press, there's some limit to how long the glue can come out. So we'll see. I am trying to be very far. Oh, you see? Now, whatever I do, I have to stop and press again. But if you join it once it's wet, it's all going to be fine. See? So these will be super easy. I will be back once we do those. I made quite a few smaller sections. They were very easy. I will do the outer eye. Well, I'm thinking maybe I should do the eye, the inner eye. Oh no. What's wrong with me? I could have edited those sections, but I think you would appreciate me struggling. It's more interesting than me doing everything perfectly well. Could do this part here, just around. There are some little bits as well here. I was trying to make it curved nicely. I had an idea to make the eye out of the little dots that I made when I was changing one color of the glue stick to another, from gold to rose gold. When I looked at the pictures of real turtles, they've got those kind of eyelids covering the eyes. So I was thinking maybe I can try and do this. And I'm putting quite a lot now, a bit more, and then getting thinner. towards the end. Liking it so far. So small amount here and now more here to create this, the impression of a lid. And now I'm going to move it a little bit. Moment of truth. We are going to test if it fits in here or do I have to trim it. How's that looking? Let me see. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it's going to work or not, but when it does, it makes me happy. So far, so good. Now I'm left with these. Of course, been procrastinating. Small sections, random sections. The one thing, they have to be somehow interconnected. It's super relaxing. So I'm making that little lace. It does look like a sort of a net or lacing. There's nothing drawn underneath. I'm basically deciding which sections to close and ones to make bigger. In my head, I call him Tony the Turtle. If you have a better name, please let me know in the comments. I need to remove those hairy bits. I'm going to take my hairdryer on low setting. I'm going to go over him. But make sure it's not too hot because you can melt what you've done so far, so that's not very good. I was going to focus on the background. One of my main goals here on this channel is to make everything as easy as possible because I know how many of you will be trying something similar. For my future works, I also like finding easier solutions. This time I'm thinking, why don't I protect the area for the turtle first, then I do the background. And then it's going to be much easier. All I need is a very crude outline of the turtle. So I'm going to do this. I want to do it super quickly. Oh, look, the eye. You see that? The eye is moving. I'm not pressing it down. I don't want to press it down. I want the frisket to be as clean as possible. All I'm going to do is this. Ta-da. This is a Sharpie. Well, you have to admit that was quite a good idea. I can congratulate myself. Sometimes I do have good ideas. Now I can cut it out safely. In the long run, it will save me lots of time painting. If you position it gently, you can move it. I'm going to spray the background quickly with blue or green to make the background smooth and to sort of stick the edges better. So that's what we have after very quick spraying session. I think that the edges are still not stuck properly in some places, like here. I don't like it. So I am going to use the best tool I have, which is my finger. And I'm going to I'll try to seal it some more. I am using Prussian blue and pearl turquoise. I intermix them. So we've got, that's pure pearl turquoise, nothing added. Nice and shiny metallic. And here we've got Prussian blue, no other colors added. Now these are intermixed, those two, and white, and here as well. 3 more from those two, just by adding white and intermixing them. I do have some leftover green I mixed for my seahorse. This is Arteza pale green and burnt umber with some white. And this was orange with a bit of brown in it. And this cream is yellow with a bit of orange, bit of white. Now each of the paints is mixed the same way. I use 1 part of paint to 2 parts of this. This is the British Floetrol. It's called Overtrol here. It's thicker than the American one, therefore I am using water to dilute it. I like using water with PVA glue. This is my PVA glue with water already mixed, 50-50. I don't measure anything. All I do is I check whether it runs off the stick nicely, just like that, with a little build-up, and then I know it's mixed well. And then I check if all the paints are the same. If one of them is too thick, I'm going to spray in some water. I spray in water like that. Pure water. It would probably make sense to cover the radiator and my wall. It's so filthy by now anyway. I think I want some of the darker color here at the bottom. Once it's dry, this one is going to be very dark. I know it, because I used it for Larry the Lobster. I'm going to add some of this as well. This is my mid color. It's going to go almost everywhere. And I do have the lighter colors, sort of like rays of light. It's always good to touch the edges so we know the paint will glide nicely. I am going to use my small hairdryer. That looks like nice greenery, I must say. Okay, but we're lacking some blue, aren't we? Let me put a little bit of the darker paint here, because I do want darker section above as well. It's a bit too light. Yes, I'm going to use the same paint that's dripping. I don't have many drips actually, but I would rather do that and struggle now. I'm very frugal with my paints, yes. It actually was much less than I thought. Look, that's what we have. I wonder what kind of color is that going to be. It would not be possible to mix the same color even if I intended, because there's so much going into it. Oh, look at that. It's, I would say, what, 12 hours, 15 hours since I left it alone. So we've got some sections completely dry, some still wet. Personally, I like removing it when it's wet. I know it's probably not very sensible. So some sections are completely dry by now. I just want to see, you know, the outline. Right, it didn't leak too much, which is absolutely fine. Yay! Ah, I like the colors. Nice. I'm peeling this off. Oh, how awesome. This is always, it doesn't matter how many times I do it, this is so satisfying. Yay! I like the rose gold, but I don't think that was the actual color of those partitions. The remaining turtle. Gluing down, I'm using diamond glaze. It's a water-based adhesive. I might do it in sections because probably take me some time to cover all those bits. I didn't glue the legs so I can hold them. I'm going to put my silicone mat on top of him and hold it down. Eye is coming. I've collected some leftover paints. Some of them are from Larry the Lobster. Some of them are from this background. I'm not 100% sure what colors I want to see on the turtle. I'll see how it goes. Beige yellow. I want some mixture. I mix it here. Of course, the other option was painting the sections with a brush. But I kind of like the idea of pouring acrylics into it. I'm using a small brush because I don't want to cover all the top sections with paint. Okay, I'm going to cover the head all around with the same color, so it's way easier than painting normally because I'm basically filling those sections up with some color. I also want to see some darker patches, and I'm going to use this dark blue to fill them up. You know, when they dry, they get so dark, so that might be a nice contrast. Now I'm basically touching everything with the same brush. Okay, I'll keep going. Now we've got all that section. I was planning to make it blue. Drop dark blue in here. That's why I was making the border on the left lighter blue. To make a sort of smooth transition. I'll be adding the same color here as well. Super therapeutic. I highly recommend. So we've got some nice blue legs. Look like stained glass window. Darker and lighter brown on this side. I think that's going to look nice. Now I fill it up with one color and then I'm adding another color on top just to make a little bit of a variation. And slowly he's changing into a handsome turtle. Turtles are very cute. We've got now the shell left, and I think I'll start with brown. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to mix the colors or add them later with a paintbrush. It probably might be easier here because they do have those like flowery patterns or like a starburst pattern on them, don't they? Mainly brown and then some blue as well. I can add a little bit of the lighter brown. It should be darker, lighter. I'll mix those two, see what happens. Yeah. So now, cute. A bit too flowery, huh? Yeah, it's a bit too well organized. So I need to mess it up a bit more. Well, it's not going to look like that in the end, but I'm trying to blend those colors a little bit. It does look a little bit crazy. I add a couple of blue lines. I'm going to leave it as it is now. And I'll be back once it's dry so I can actually make some changes. Meanwhile, I could do the nose, definitely, and the eye. Pretty unusual, something like that. So there's a hint of blue, apparently. We need this greyish blue. So I'm going to cover the eye with this first. And once it's dry, I am going to apply a little bit of black in the middle. That's going to be okay. My sea turtle is, I think, the green sea turtle. There's so many different patterns, but that's the closest to mine. And I was going to darken those parts of my shell, those sections, to make them more brown. Isn't it look much better now with those patterns darker? Adding a little bit more light here to the end. Oh, it's realistic, artistic realistic. So the light is here and I am adding light blue. This is the same Prussian blue with white that I used before. So that's the light here, shining on that side and here as well. I hope Tony is going to find a loving home. I'm very fond of him. Sometimes, you know, the longer I work on my piece, I really like them. And as usual, I don't finish my work halfway through. I have to be really satisfied. I have to be sure that I did all my best. Thank you so much for all the beautiful comments, for all your love poured to me. It really, really warms my heart. Thank you. The last thing I wanted is to lighten up those midsections. Which color will be best for signing it? Oh, that's pretty dark. But I'm hoping it's going to look like part of those seaweeds. Just the eye. The eye, and it's ready. So, black eye. Drop of grey here. And now very small amount of white. What a funny expression, hasn't it? There we are. If you enjoyed this one, please let me know in the comments. It really helps an algorithm if you click the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to check out my Patreon for extended versions of my tutorials. This original turtle is for sale now on my website, abcreativeofficial.com, along with my other pieces. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye bye!